if you could just give us a brief description of where you sit within the financial ecosystem.
Thanks for having me on, Jill. As you know, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Metallicus. In the crypto space, Metallicus is working on integrating traditional finance and decentralized finance where it previously didn't work together. We work with banks and financial institutions in building private ledgers and connecting them to the public ledger through our banking innovation program with Metal Blockchain. And we've been around for a little while. We started in 2016 at the kind of the early days of crypto, I guess you could call it. And our goal is to build the world's most customer-centric digital asset banking network.
All right, and influencing the future of banking through Metallicus. And what do you believe the future will look like?
Yeah, so I believe the future of banking will directly integrate with decentralized ledger. I saw this, I guess you could say 15 years ago at the advent of when Bitcoin first came about. The early crypto ecosystem believed that cryptocurrency was something that would be against the banks, where I saw that this was a new emerging asset class and would ultimately improve banking technology through giving more transparency, interoperability, and putting users more in charge of their data and ownership. And so for us, we saw that opportunity at Metallicus to help bridge that gap between traditional finance and blockchain. Traditionally, the bank moves slow and blockchain moves very, very quickly. So these are two things that are kind of have been at odds with each other. Metallicus and the work that we do is trying to decipher that and make it simple and also make it compliant, build the regulation technology directly into the decentralized ledger, something that previously wasn't something that people really discussed in the space so much, and now is becoming something more and more popular as we see larger financial institutions and banks enter the decentralized ledger and private ledger as well.
So basically marrying the speed of technology with the scalability of a traditional financial institution is what it sounds like.
That's correct, yes.
Andrew, so many
I think these are some
when digital currency will be trusted enough to play a core role in the global economy. What do you think that would look like?
Absolutely. I think it's already arrived. It's just so early, it's hard to see how big it will become. So if you look at the Bitcoin ETFs that were approved recently, they're growing rapidly into the double digits, and soon I believe will be into the triple digit billions. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before tokenized digital assets on the public and private ledgers breach $1 trillion. And I think that will be a tremendous moment. When you look at tokenized assets, for example, the BlackRock Biddle Fund, I think it's very interesting because you have traditional finance tokenizing assets and products that were previously available behind the desk or not on the public ledger. Now they are available on the public ledger. They're quickly growing. And you're seeing some of the larger, for example, the top 4 banks and larger institutions entering. But for example, we have over 4,000 banks in the United States. We have over 4,000 regional banks, over 5,000 credit unions. And they're very much interested in faster payments, tokenization of assets. And so as you see the rest of the banking system and other financial institutions come online in the US, this is where you'll start to see small business integrate blockchain-based payments, fiat currencies, for example, stable coins. Small business merchants are paying 3% all the way down on their retail transactions. Imagine a future where cash is digital. There isn't a transaction fee. It may be close to nothing or zero, and there are no chargebacks. Furthermore, digital identity can give consumers more control and ownership of their personal information, something that's become more and more a problem over the years. And as it pertains to finance and digital finance, it will allow us more privacy and more ownership. That also can build a strong relationship between the customer and small business. And I think over the next few years, we're going to see a complete transformation of the digital landscape. If you look at 2020 with COVID, how we kind of got rid of cash and went to digital payments and even went away from cards into tapless payments, stable coins and blockchain is the new future. And it's the engine underneath it that I think many will be using and not realizing. Metallicus is working on building a lot of this technology through Metal Blockchain and our consumer apps.
Right. Well, certainly as interoperability continues to improve with the blockchain infrastructure, I think that's really the catalyst behind it. And I feel as if, over the past 2 to 3 years, that inflection point with that interoperability being a real thing has, helped to with institutional adoption and so forth. So Andrew, let me ask you a question. If as more